From here on out, every foul is flagrant, boy. Let's go. What's up? Came in a chokehold, more balls than Esco. All right, maybe
you are now tuned into the chat room, your favorite baller's favorite podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Chat Room Podcast. I am the Senator, and with me today I got Coach.
What to do, y'all?
Got Jermaine.
What's good? What's good?
And with us today, we got a really dope podcast. And I am going to say this again, even though this is take two. I went and looked at their Instagram page and I realized we got to step our game up a little bit. You know, we're there, but not there. So we got the Breakdown to Lowdown podcast with us. How you guys doing today?
Yeah, we good, man. What about you guys?
We out here.
Yeah.
Blessed and highly favored.
Tired, very, very, very tired, but the show got to go on, man.
Yeah.
State of mind, man.
Rolling.
What it is.
So before we even jump into any of the topics, why don't you guys just give a little introduction about yourself and like how you guys got into podcasting?
Yeah, for sure. As Clarence is busy over there doing his thing. You know, I gotta expose. You know, I gotta do it. But
I'm all there. I'm all there.
You almost there? All right. Breakdown, slow down. You know, with the number 2, not the word 2. We are like an R&B podcast. We pride ourselves in bringing R&B to people's ears, like, and R&B that is good. You know, I actually, if I didn't do this show, I feel like I might be where other people are, because other people, like, they'll see me and they'll be like, oh, well, like, I don't really know what's going on in R&B outside of, you know, they might say like SZA or outside of like her or something like that. I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, girl, like, there's so much stuff going on, like, but I'm in the day-to-day of the show. So if you're somebody that likes that kind of music and respects the genre, we definitely highlight that and we analyze new/recent R&B releases and those tracks. But we also, like, we both have like a passion for music, so that helps. But we also discuss urban pop culture and we debate a lot of things, a lot of different topics. So that's like the breakdown part is where we dissect and analyze. The lowdown is where it gets a little messy. I was gonna shade Clarence, but there's no reason to get shady like this. Being Clarence and I. Clarence and I.
Throwing shades for no
I'm not,
reason.
But I didn't throw it. The thing is, I didn't.
Y'all witness unfair, but you know it's all
I
good.
alluded to the shade. This is the type of banter we have on the show all the time. But honestly, to be honest, Clarence and I do agree a lot of times. It's just like we say things differently. And like he'll say something, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then like as he explains it, I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm coming around. I see it. So you get a lot of that. We're both very passionate people. And there's a chemistry there. We get along and we've been doing it together for about a year now. So it's been going well.
Dope.
That's what's up.
Clarence, you got anything to add to that?
No, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Like I feel like it's a platform where basically, like, man, if you need to like update your playlist on Spotify, Tidal, or whatever, you're looking to know what's going on in the music, well, as far as it goes on the R&B side, like that's the platform. Or if you want to know our opinion, like whatever topic we got going on, man, and we keep it 100. We don't shy away from like certain topics or whatever. So
sometimes a little too much, like in terms of the artist. I know there's plenty of times when we're analyzing a song or talking about a certain artist, I've said something where I kind of regret it afterwards, because sometimes we might have the artist on the show and I remember like, wait, did I like this person's song? Like, and I'm just like, what did I say? Or Clarence, I don't know if you remember, but with Deidre, you had played the song first.
Yeah, you didn't fuck with it like that.
I did, but she shared the segment on her Instagram, and I was just like, oh, shit. Like, I hope she didn't share the part where I was like, it's mediocre. You know what I mean? So I try to We do keep it real.
Yeah, she
We
did
give our
actually
real
share.
opinion.
Oh, damn, that's so awkward. Though. Like, I don't even know if she listened to the whole shit. But anyway, at least like
I-
she put up for
I
the
don't
interview.
dislike her though. It was just awkward that she shared it right away. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, like, okay.
Well,
Honestly,
that's
people
the thing.
people
too.
fuck with real though.
Huh?
People fuck with real. So whether it's constructive criticism or it's hate or whatever it is, as long as you're being genuine and you're real people fuck with that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's kind of touchy, especially like for example, like that particular situation is because like she's a new artist, you know, so she kind of like discovering her sound and shit. Me personally, I fuck with her shit, but sometimes you gotta give the artist a chance. Sometimes like you can't base yourself on like off of like one single or two singles, you know. But it just happened that now she's dropping some other shit and like it's actually dope. I don't know if Nick
Absolutely.
fucks with it
Absolutely.
more, but like that's the part of it. Like even sometimes like some of my favorite artists, they be dropping some shit and I'm like, damn, that's really not it. I'm actually disappointed.
Oh, definitely. The one thing
I'm be real. Like if I didn't give, like, it's crazy to say, but like when Kendrick first came out, I didn't fuck with him at all.
A lot of people.
I did not fuck with when he first. I did fuck with him.
Yo,
I didn't.
Hold on.
I didn't fuck with him.
Not a lot of people.
But now, but like I was different. I was gonna say like, I'm not gonna say it was bad, but it's just I didn't fuck with it because it was different.
Hold on.
And then
hold on. We gotta let Jermaine talk because Jermaine got questions for you. So.
Jermaine out here bubbling.
No. I'm not arguing. Section 80, brother. Even before that, man, this guy, he does not. Everything he puts out is a hit, man.
No,
it's not a hit or miss with him. He's so consistent,
listen,
bro. Like
right now in the rap game, you got Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick. Period. Right?
Yeah,
those are the top three. Right? So like, I'm not saying that he's trash or I don't fuck with him or whatever. I'm saying when I first heard him, I'm like, yo, my head can't take this because you have to understand. Like growing up, like my favorite rappers were DMX,
Jay-Z. Yeah, that's ironic.
You know what I mean? Like T.I., like
hip hop.
Yeah, those were guys that I fucked with. So hearing Kendrick, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? I can't.
Yo, bro, can you stop swearing?
Really?
I always listen. Whenever we got people on here, y'all always try to call me out.
No, you're actually swearing a lot more than you normally do in 5 minutes. Like I don't know what's going on. And
can we not cuss? Because you need to tell me.
No, you can, but he's just going off with it. Like,
because of
y'all try to get at me.
I think at first I was with you. But
anyway, as I was saying, as I was saying, like I really mess with DMX and those guys. So when I first heard Kendrick, I wasn't messing with him. But now I can confidently say Kendrick is number 3 right now, just because I haven't heard anything hot from him in a long time. But like those 3 are 1, 2.
Number 3 out of skills or like on top of the game?
I think if
Drake is the best artist in the game.
If you ask me right now, I think Coach is bugging for one reason.
How am I bugging? Drake is the best artist in the game. Period.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying your Kendrick take. I think you're bugging because if you're what gravitates people towards Jay-Z is his lyricism.
Yep.
Wordplay.
And wordplay.
I like his storytelling though, not necessarily his lyricism. I like his storytelling. Like when I listen to music, like I don't like.
And you're telling me that Kendrick isn't a storyteller? Like Section 80 had stories on it.
Yes,
to get
one of the best stories.
Yeah, like
ever.
his storytelling is on a whole nother level. Like so for you to say
how does this storytelling compared to DMX? Oh wait.
But I didn't say DMX. I said you said Jay-Z.
Oh my god.
I know, but what I'm saying is but what I'm saying, the artists I liked were DMX, Jay-Z, T.I. Those are guys that I fucked with growing up.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So from hearing those guys and hearing how raw those guys were, how passionate they were, how they told their stories, how DMX made me feel like I was fucking a part of Rough Riders. That's what I grew up with. So when I first heard Kendrick, I didn't get that from his music. As I started listening to his music more and more, because I was interested in it and because it was new and it's different. I started to grow to like him, and now as I've heard him for years now, I'm like, yo, Kendrick is underrated. He's a top 3 artist, a top 3 lyricist. So my opinions can change, but as I said, when I first heard him, that's what I took from it. Period.
Well, you guys, it's his opinion. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
But I get
I'm not
I
gonna
get
go
what he's saying, because like I'm not gonna lie, like even for myself, it took me a hard time to jump on the Kendrick bandwagon, because like from TDE, me personally, I was fucking with Absol and Schoolboy Q at first.
Oh my God, yo.
Yeah, so it took me a long time. Everybody was like, yo, listen to Section 80. I'm like, man, whatever, man. I fuck with Schoolboy. Schoolboy's my guy. And
Schoolboy Q took me a while.
Absol was my guy. But when I listened to like Rigor Mortis, I'm like, yo,
Oh my God.
this
Yo.
serious right there. So,
Right.
like, no, actually, like Kendrick is the one that gave me hope about hip hop, because for a while, like for me, I feel like hip hop was kind of trash. I'm not gonna lie. But like you had people like Kendrick, that whole era, like of like that period where you had like Kendrick, Nipsey, Wiz, even if I don't really fuck with him, but Big Sean, Wale, you had a bunch of those. Like they always have projects. Like, yo, lyricism is back to a certain kind of way, and they actually doing them. It's nothing.
I'm gonna show you out because you just said that Piff, and I used to fuck with that Piff heavy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna shout you up for that.
No, that Piff.
So
But you said Kendrick was like a top 3 artist, number 3. Who was 2 and 1?
Yeah, I gotta hear that.
For me, the best artist in the game is Drake. No matter how you want to say his lyrics are trash, he doesn't miss.
I didn't know we were talking about artists. Like, you mean a recording artist? Because if we're talking artistry, Kendrick is still better artistry wise.
I don't feel no. I don't think so at all. Hell no.
Are you serious right now?
In my opinion, Drake puts out girl tracks. Drake puts out girl tracks. He puts out street tracks. He puts out top 40. He puts out all kind of tracks. And he doesn't.
Clarence, don't tell him how you feel about Drake, because he's not gonna be able to take it. He's gonna have to leave.
I'm gonna say this though.
The podcast right now, man. I don't like.
As a lyric.
Okay, hold on. Let Jermaine go.
I'm gonna say this right here. Drake's at a point where you can rap about a toilet and it'll blow up.
Fact.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
So he has bad albums and bad songs. Kendrick has none of that, bro. He's been so consistent, bro. His albums are crazy, bro. Like, he's so consistent. You know what? It is subjective, bro. It is what it is.
Jermaine, like, see, this must be how people feel when I talk about Beyonce, because I just got it. Is he paying you? Kendrick paying you?
No, but
I agree with what you're saying. It was just so intense. I'm like, wow.
But I agree with the fact that, like, literally, like Drake could talk about him taking a pee and it would be a hit.
And it hits.
It's fact. I agree with that, but I still feel like as an artist, Kendrick is on a whole nother level.
Brother.
Agreed.
Like, it's not even comparable. Like, I don't care what you're saying, but like, yo. Kendrick's music is pure, man. Like,
but it's different types of genius too. It's different types. I don't really see them as comparable artists.
See right there, I agree with you. That's why I hate when it comes to music or just athletes, whatever. It's hard to compare because they're great in their own right. You know what I'm saying? So, Drake, he's doing his thing for Toronto rep. You know, can't be hit on him. He's doing his thing, but Kendrick, bro, like, I don't know, like, he's from California, bro, and he hit me a little different, you know. So I try not to really compare people like that. I like them going in their own lane. Kendrick's more conscious. Drake is, like you said, Drake is a rap about being hard, rap about like singing, like all that, you know. But
the biggest
commercial machine.
But the thing with
he's a machine. That's what it is, a machine. Yeah.
The thing with Drake, it's like, it's good to have all these hits, but at the end of the day, you still don't have that classic album. I don't care what you're saying. Kendrick got four classic projects.
No, say it again, Clarence, bro.
Oh, you don't have a classic album. I know people are gonna say that.
Take care. Class, I'll give you that.
But even take care.
Nah, Clarence don't even like that one.
Come back. So can I? All right. So can I say something real quick? All right. I look at. So I kind of want to go back to certain points. So one point I want to go back is to a point that Clarence made earlier, right? Yeah. And he was saying that hip hop was not there at one point. It was whack at one point, and then at this new generation came in, and there was that resurgence of lyricism, right? Only thing I want to say towards that is lyricism was always there, but it got to the point where it was about the snap music that became highly popular compared to the lyricism, right? So it had to take artists that had not only just lyricism but charisma to take it back to where it needed to be. And that's what happened with that generation that came in. Because if you look at Wale's Ambition album, if you look at J. Cole's
All that.
not Forest Hill Drive, the one before that,
Born Sinner.
Born Sinner, right?
Yeah.
Born Sinner. If you look at Drake, Take Care, around that time there, like Big Sean had the dark fantasy, like all those albums at that point right there just elevated lyricism again back to where it needed to be. But it was always there. They just were considered underground at that point. Like they just weren't breaking out because they weren't making that quick hit. Like even to this point right now, we're looking at artists like Lil Baby's a lyricist. I don't care what anyone says. Lil Baby's a lyricist, and he's up there right now. But you still have that sound is what is dominating the airways. And then to go kind of quickly go to the Drake and Kendrick comparison, I always compare them to Jay and Nas of this generation, right? It's because I look at
Clarence who he fucks with, Jay or Nas.
Because I look at it as Jay was a person that could always make a hit, right? Like whether it was considered a traditional hit, but like H the Izzo to me was not one of his best songs, but that was considered a hit. You know what I mean? Like Tom Ford, like all that, all like those ones.
Nicky's just going.
I'm saying like those, like for Jay, like for me, I became a Jay fan off of Reasonable Doubt for sure, right? And like Dead President being that track for me, that was considered a hit for a Dead thing, but he didn't go platinum until after Volume 3 came out, right? Like
no, he didn't go platinum for Volume 2.
No, Reasonable Doubt didn't go platinum until after Volume 3 came out, right? But to me, like that was his class. That was, to me, that's my favorite Jay album to this day, still, right? And then for Nas was more of the storyteller between Jay and Nas, to tell you the truth. And that's why I look at Kendrick as. So when I look at the comparison, I kind of look at it like that. So it's very interesting. But let's jump into the topic because we came in hot and we haven't even jumped into the round table discussion.
I was
crazy.
I could go on too. I'm not even a hip hop head.
I know. But Nikki, you came on. You said you guys are armed. Like you guys like to break down R&B and stuff like that. And so let's jump in. Let's jump.
I got strong opinions.
Let's jump into the topic. Who would win the verses, Chris Brown or Usher?
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Clarence. Go ahead. Just.
And we've been having this debate. This is definitely an agree to disagree on that one.
And I've been right. All the debates.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one right now.
No, but like this is the way that I feel with that one. There's no bad winner, but hold up.
Since when?
Hold up.
Okay,
but I feel like Chris Brown could take it. I know most of the people will say Usher, but I feel like Chris Brown can take it too. They can both go for like 3 verses, back to back. But at the end, I feel like Chris Brown can get either 1 or 2 rounds. If they're doing like 3 verses with all the hits that they have, like Chris Brown can have at least 1 or 2 battles.
I'll say this.
Chris Brown got hits for days.
I got opinions. So I'll say this. Chris Brown, his catalog is more diverse and is deeper. He has features. He has way more stuff. That's facts. But if we're going for hit, nuclear weapons, if we're going hit for hit, Usher has tracks that Chris Brown can't touch.
Right, so deeper catalog doesn't mean better catalog.
I feel like
no. I'm not saying better.
Yeah, no, and I got you, and I was just summarizing.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but like if you look at Chris Brown's stuff, he got like his features alone can do 20 hits, right? Usher's don't have features like that, but Usher has tracks like he has nuclear weapons that he can play, and it's just
It's a
check
rap.
mark Usher. It doesn't matter what Chris Brown plays after that. I don't care, and I fuck with Chris Brown.
It's a
but
rap.
I'm a fact check you right now. All right,
do that.
so
Come on,
I'm happy you said
Come on.
that. You want to know an interesting
Come on.
fact, bro?
come on, man.
You know, on
Let me-
the Billboard hits, Usher has no number ones.
Mm.
You know that, right?
That's fine.
Hold
That's
on.
fine.
You know that, right?
Fine.
Chris
Yeah,
Brown.
they were doing that comparison online. They
No,
did.
but
How many Grammys? How many
Hold on,
Grammys
hold on, hold on,
does
hold on.
Nas have?
We can't all just talk over each other this whole podcast.
Go ahead.
So-
Go ahead, Mir. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you why Chris Brown will take it. Now,
Go ahead,
he
man.
was
Let me
asked
hear it.
twice to do the tribute for Michael Jackson, the GOAT. That's number one. Number two, been on the Billboard, 41. He peak position, two number ones. And I remember everybody knows this song, Kiss Kiss by T-Pain and him.
Yeah,
Run It,
okay.
everybody knows that, two number ones. Also,
okay. So,
also-
Mir, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry. One question.
Yeah.
How many Grammys does Nas have?
No, I'm gonna get you on that, but we're not talking about that.
Let him
We're
get his
talking
point because I can't. I'm gonna clean it up.
Yeah, we're talking about this. So I'm gonna tell you why Chris Brown will beat him, bro. There's not a man in history, bro, that can bounce back from a domestic violence, bro, and still make music.
And he still has it.
Hold on, bro. His career could have ended, bro. It could have ended.
Came back
It
with
could have
it.
ended. The bounce back.
He
bro,
makes
he
good
could've-
music. That's not an
No,
argument.
bro,
He makes
bro.
good music.
No, but okay, but like, bro, the accountability he took, like, and he grew from that position, bro, like that situation, bro, that should have ended him. Now Usher,
What is that?
hold on, Usher, now I can sit here and say, well, him and Chili, whatever happened between them, bro, he hasn't been the same, brother. He has not been the same, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. He has not been the same. He hasn't been nothing crazy. Chris Brown has just been going up.
I just want to let
I'm-
I want to let Nikki go because she had some points to go back to you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna correct you on a few things. So Usher and I'm gonna.
I know Usher did it Michael Jackson thing too. I know he got asked as well. I know that.
Well, yeah, Usher has treated Michael Jackson plenty of times, but that's not even important to this conversation. I want to talk about your number ones statement. So Confessions is a number one album. Here I Stand is a number one album. Raymond versus Raymond is a number one album. Looking for Myself is a number one album. In terms of singles, Nice and Slow is number one pop charts. You Remind Me, number one pop charts. You Got It Bad, number one pop charts. Yeah, number one pop charts. Burn, number one pop charts. Confessions Part 2, number one pop charts. My Boo, number one pop charts. Love in This Club, number one pop charts. OMG featuring will.i.am, number one pop charts. So he has.
The Billboard is bigger though. The Billboard hits is bigger though.
This is on the Billboard Top 100
Hmm.
in the songs. The charts for the album is the Billboard Top 200.
Okay.
So he has number one albums and he has number one singles. So does Chris Brown. I don't even want to talk about those. I don't even want to talk about numbers because if we're talking numbers, Usher has a fucking Diamond album. So let's just cancel the conversation. Diamond 10 million that's what that means.
Been on longer.
Chris Brown has a Confessions? Where?
That's the
Where
only
is it?
thing. That's something.
No,
that
because that's like telling me that Chris Brown had a Thriller.
I agree on that side. Compared to Usher, Chris
That's
Brown
why I don't want to
doesn't
do
have a
numbers.
classic
Let's not even
album,
talk numbers.
and Chris Brown, I feel like Usher have more
Hits.
timeless mute. No, not even hits. More timeless.
Timeless.
music. But
Yeah.
Chris Brown got an answer for any Usher song.
And I agree. And I agreed with Clarence when he said that Chris Brown has an answer. He does not have a winner. Like he would yes, because you were like, we did this example all the time. Like Usher plays You Got It Bad. Chris Brown answers with either With You or Excuse Me, Miss. He still loses against.
Can I ask a question? I'm just gonna ask a question to everybody, and I ask this anytime we have a versus, right? And I know this is just a hypothetical versus that we're talking about right now, but I'm saying if there's whenever a versus is announced, I ask this one question, and to me, I feel like it plays a big impact on what is considered a winner and what's considered a loser. Do you think that the age range of people that will be watching it will sway what is considered who's a winner and who's a loser? Like I know for us, we're having this discussion now, right? But let's say they do the verses, it's on Triller, it's on Instagram. Do you think with Chris Brown bringing a little bit more of the crowd that he messes with, like that are going to be more tuned into social media, that type of stuff, that it could sway it to make it look like Chris won over Usher? And I'm not saying who I think will win. I'm just asking that question.
No, I'm not sure, because I feel like for verses, it draws the audience of whoever the artists are.
Whomever.
For example, you know, Patty versus Gladys drew that audience and drew people who know that music.
Yeah.
What was it? Escape and SWV drew a lot of 90s girl R&B group fans. Like, it's gonna draw what it's gonna draw. Clarence, what was your favorite one there?
Gucci Jeezy.
Gucci and Jeezy drew the audience that's gonna, you know, listen to them. So I feel like versus.
But the reason why I'm asking for this one, sorry, Nikki, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
But the reason why I'm asking for this one as a little bit different compared to all the other ones is because if you look at Patty and Gladys, that was the 70s. If you look at Gucci and Jeezy, that was early 2000s, mid 10s, right? If you're looking at SWV Escape, that was 90s. If you're looking at Usher and Chris Brown, you're kind of looking at 90s and then 2000s. So you're kind of looking at a little bit of a different era when it comes to it, right? So that's the reason why I asked specifically for this one, because we're looking at, it's not the same generation. Because even
reasons why I don't think it should happen, because it depends. Two, like, one was inspired by the other. You know? So it's like,
absolutely.
But it depends, because I feel like both of them have some hits that touch like any range of ages. At the end of the day, any range of ages will rock with them no matter what.
Yeah.
For me, it's a battle that could happen still. That's how I feel.
Like, I think it could happen. Honestly,
I
right? I think it could
happen.
happen. And the reason why I think it could happen is the same point that you just brought up, Clarence. But I could see a little bit of advantage one way or the other, right? Like, if you have those people that have been rocking with Usher since the 90s to this day, right? Because even for me, like, I still mess with that track that he just put out, I think it was last year, Bad Habits. Like, I think that track is a banger of a track, right?
And it did well on the R&B track.
So so if I'm a person that's been tuned into Usher from the 90s to last year when he put out that one, I might be a little bit more swayed towards Usher if I followed Usher's career that entire time, right? Because his music would have grown with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like Chris Brown, he was like mid 2000s. So like it hits a little bit different because I was at an older age when I started to listen to that, right? Now I can totally understand what he was talking about easier than when Usher, I grew, then I learned what, like, went back, I reflected, you know what I mean? Like, I knew all you know what I mean? So it's a kind of it's a difficult situation when it comes to the two of them. I would definitely love to see it as an R&B head myself. But
can I just say something just in terms of like, and as a resident R&B head myself, I just to like wrap up my thoughts around that, and so people don't think I'm like negating or shunning what Chris Brown has done in the industry, because I understand his impact. And I know that what he did after that incident is remarkable. Though nobody's gonna lie, he never reached those heights again. He didn't get the sponsorships. He didn't go pop anymore. You know what I mean? The white world wasn't accepting him, and they still have not. And they still will say the same things. And mainstream radio will still say the same things to this day. He did manage to carve out a brand for himself within our community. So that's.
Do we say that he did have a crossover, a few crossover hits? Because after the incident, that's when like Forever, three times.
Oh, Forever is before, is after, and that was.
Look at me now. Look at me now.
Anomaly. Sorry.
Look at me now. Went viral. People doing.
Yes. No, I'm talking radio. I'm talking mainstream radio. I'm not talking about internet. Yeah, he's definitely had a bunch of viral hits. I'm talking about going top 40, going on those like Ryan Seacrest type radio, American, like how he was like bubblegum, like not bubblegum, but like pop king. He was a pop king. Like he would have been dare
They
I
had
say, like
comparisons
Michael
to-
Jackson. Like
they
he
had
would, like,
comparisons to him
transcend.
being the next MJ.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
he would have transcended, and I think that definitely halted that extra step in his career. But he has done quite well for himself, regardless of the incidents and the jail and everything that followed afterwards.
Coach, you want to
Usher-
say? Oh, sorry.
Usher, however, is a cultural staple. Like Usher is, you cannot argue with his impact and how he has impacted every generation of R&B since his inception. You know what I mean? And you can hear his influence in albums. There are certain people, certain artists that I will say we're still hearing their influence, or when they launch, a shift happened in the industry. I say that for Usher, I say that for Brandy, I say that for Beyonce. There was a shift that happened with the release of their music and the way other artists approach their music subsequently. So because of that, when Usher brings a hit to the table and you have all these celebrities in the live of the verses, they are going to instantly recognize the difference in quality, effect, cultural impact with those songs, from the chilly moment and You Got It Bad to the sliding in the club with the whatever thing he was wearing, to the all male anthem You Don't Have to Call. Like, those things are going to resonate with culture at different moments in time. So this is why I say Usher has the edge.
Coach, you want to end off this segment?
I mean, again, as I mentioned earlier, Chris Brown is supremely talented. He's gifted. He can do any and everything. He, as you guys mentioned prior to the whole incident with him going to jail and all that stuff, he was on track. He was on course to being rightly or wrongly compared to Michael Jackson, right? So that's factual. Like, no one's to take away his skill level and the hits he had. As I mentioned earlier, his features alone can do a top 20. You know what I mean? Like, he has numerous hits that have been important, right? But if we're looking at just cultural significance, as Nicky mentioned, Usher has stuff that cannot be touched, in my opinion. Like, Usher, like, you play Nice and Slow, just put it as a check mark and a win for Usher, right? So like, so things like that lead me to believe that Usher would win the verses. Period.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next topic real quick. So this one here, we gotta let everyone talk and say their playlist. But if you can name the top 3 or 4 songs that's on your baby making playlist.
Let Mary go first, man.
No, ladies first, yo.
Oh, this is discrimination.
So we are gonna go with Jermaine first. Jermaine, you're first.
I want to hear what Mary got to say.
I will let you know who goes next. So Jermaine, you're first.
Come on, man.
Yo, you want to go first?
I want to hear what Mary got to say. Come on,
All
man.
right, so yo, number 1, not in order, but I got Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing, Usher, Nice and Slow, the Ice Brothers, Between the Sheets, Chris Brown, No Bullshit, and one of my favorite, Donald Jones, This Is Love. Yeah.
That was good.
Okay.
I'm about to make some babies out here.
You see? Mary, I'll be real with you. You saved yourself. So if you didn't put Chris Brown in there, I was going to come for your neck. I was letting you know. So
all right.
I was letting you know.
Coach, you're up.
Yeah, I got Usher, Nice and Slow, easily. Kelly Rowland, Motivation.
Okay.
That shit goes. Freddie Jackson, Rock With Me Tonight. And Tyrese, Signs of Lovemaking. So those are like
that's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go before I
Nicky,
forget the 3 that I had. How many do I need?
3 or 4.
All right.
Oh,
Supposed to go to 10.
No, so I mean, I'm definitely like looking at one of my lovemaking playlists currently.
Oh God.
Really,
Nicky?
I said,
okay. Jasmine Sullivan's Let It Burn, As Yet, Last Night. Trey Songz Love Faces.
Yeah. That one's
I
fire.
can't fuck with Trey Songz, man. Trey Songz. I
Beyonce's
can't
Rocket.
get out of my head.
The other one is weird, man. I don't know. It doesn't.
Nah, just say it. You gotta say it
Oh,
now.
it's your list.
You can't announce it.
because
and
it's
then
like
not
it's
say it.
not a sex song that I think about it, but I don't know why. But Michael Jackson's Liberian Girl.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know why. Don't judge me. So
Okay.
On
Clarence.
judges.
Oh man, Anderson .Paak might be. Man, Isley Brothers Between the Sheets, that's for sure.
He knows, man.
What else? Yo, Brandy, Wanna Be Down.
Jeez.
What?
Yeah, Tyrese.
That's different. Okay.
Tyrese.
Yeah,
Love making. Yo, man. Yo, for me, it gotta be a mood. It gotta be a movie when you make babies.
I wanna be down sex for
Yeah.
sure. Yes.
That's like the intro, the teasing part to the playlist. So yeah, Brandy, Anderson .Paak, Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, and damn, what was the last one I said?
Said Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese, Signs of Love Making.
So for me, I got Flowetry, Say Yes.
Oh, yes.
I got Jamie
That's gonna make
Foxx.
love.
I got Jamie Foxx, Slow.
Okay.
I got Isley Brothers, Between the Sheets, definitely has to be in there. I have Drew Hill's Beauty,
Oh, that's my wedding song, brother.
and I got 112 Cupid.
Wedding song.
That's your
You got a
wedding
secret
song?
going on now? You got a secret going on?
All right, so
What's going on?
all right, no, yo, Jermaine, you brought it up. All right, so do you guys
You got
have a
secret
wedding
going on,
song?
man?
Absolutely. I have about a 4 or 5 whenever he wants to come.
Okay, so do you want to say what your wedding song?
Oh, y'all want to know my wedding
Yeah, I
song?
want to know.
Well, I mean, like some people might steal it. Like
I got mine is Cartel Fever.
Yo, Clarence, right now, that look on the screen is crazy.
that was funny. I wasn't expecting that. But you know, mine is corny. I have a couple. Jamie Foxx and Beyonce, When I First Saw You.
Okay.
The song that Brandy and Tyrese did on his what is Rest of Our Lives.
Okay, yeah. Was that the Black Rose?
Black Rose album.
Yeah.
Always do Mariah Carey, Luther Vandross. What's the name of the song? Everlasting Love.
Okay.
Endless Love. My God, sorry, I'm
Endless
thinking of a
Love,
gospel. Endless Love. Endless Love. And yeah, I think that's
Me, that would be Music Soul Child Love, that's for sure.
Yo, that was one of mine listed right there.
Yeah.
That's a dope one.
Oh, and Tony Braxton's I Wanna Be Your Baby. If anybody doesn't know that song, look it up.
Okay. I only got one, and my one would be Maxwell's Fortunate.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I was fire.
That's my one. So what's your favorite music video of all time?
Bro, I got
DMX.
I got about
DMX, Method Man, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's a
It has to be
You go, man.
Yo, okay. Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Super Duper Fly.
Oh yeah,
Super
man.
Missy?
That's a good one.
Okay.
Nah, man, mine would be Busta Rhymes. Give me some more.
Oh,
Yo, any
that's
Busta
Yo.
Rhymes video.
Literally any
Any
Busta.
Busta facts.
That's the verses we need to see. Busta versus Missy music video.
That would be
versus.
crazy.
Yeah.
That would shut shit down. A Busta versus Missy versus would shut shit down.
Hell yeah.
They've been saying that they were trying to make that
crazy.
happen. I don't know what happened. But
No,
there is
I
two that
think-
they haven't announced yet in that announcement post where they
Timbo was-
blurred everything. Maybe that's
Yeah,
what it
but Timbo was saying that Missy don't want to go against Busta because she's like that's her brother or whatever. But he's saying that he's been trying to get that going on because that would shut shit down.
Yo, that's one of those verses that needs to happen ASAP.
For sure, for
Like,
sure.
Oh, for sure.
It'd be like a reunion.
Perfect match.
Jermaine, what's yours?
Brother, I got like 4 of them, man. But
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
mean, all right, so my
Which ones?
my personal favorite is Exhibit, What You See.
Okay.
I've never seen a video like that in my life, bro. Obviously, I'm not to mention Michael Jackson Thriller. That's probably the best video of all time. I got Public Enemy, He Got Game. I love basketball, you know.
Yeah.
And I got Nas, The World Is Yours.
Oh shit! I forgot one. DMX Slipping.
That's deep.
Forgot one.
Yeah.
DMX Slipping. Yeah, that one.
So
Forgot that one.
So I got two. Michael Jackson's "Remember the Times."
Oh yeah, put that on my list as well, please.
And the second one, this might not seem like one that most people would put on their list, but for me, I just like this, like the way how the video was set up. It's Common and Mary J. Blige, Come Close.
Oh,
just
beautiful.
with the fact of him like talking to the deaf girl, but he had the signs and he wrote all the stuff down on the signs and did it that way. I was like, yeah, that's one of my favorite ones.
Speaking of that, you might as well put Testify on my list. Common, and you can put Runaway Love.
Those are some good ones to add on. All right, so let's get into the real discussion. I know most people that are listening to this are gonna be like, wait, that wasn't the real discussion? Nah, that was just early check-ins, you know what I mean? So let's jump to this one question. Who is the best hooper who could rap?
There's only one answer, Dame Dollar. Keep it moving.
Dame and Shaq.
But doesn't what is the husband of Tiana Taylor? What is his name?
You talk about
Mon Shumpert?
Mon Shumpert?
Yeah, he has some bars.
Yeah, he cool.
He got some bars. He got some bars.
But Dame Dollar,
because I haven't heard Damian Lillard rap. That's why I'm saying I don't know.
If you're looking at just like lyricist and somebody who can like actually like spit, like who's not just doing it for show, not just doing it for fun. If we're just looking at that, Damian Lillard can fucking rap.
Yeah, he can rap for days.
Yeah, he can like he can fucking rap. Like, like I don't know what else to say with that, but like Shaq has a platinum album, you know, he like Shaq has that, but Shaq just did that for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Shaq stole numbers, you know, he had Biggie on it, he had Biggie, he got Jay, he got all these features, whatever, but he can't rhyme like Damian Lillard. So
some people say Shaq beat Dame in that little.
Come on, man, cut it out. Come on, man.
I'm not saying me. I'm saying that was something that was said.
Shaq actually has some dope joints though. We can't.
Yeah, he does.
Can't stop the rain. Like
he does, but
he ain't no Dame Dollar though. With you on that.
Dame is something different still.
Okay. So who is the best rapper who can hoop?
I mean,
Quavo.
J. Cole.
Yeah,
it's tough. I want to say J. Cole, but
no, it's not tough.
Dude played 18 minutes. Dude played 18 minutes and scored 3 points.
Yeah, but he played with other professionals.
He had that running suicides, man. Running wind sprints, getting a cardio session in, man.
When have we seen other rappers playing with professional basketball players in a professional setting, not a celebrity basketball game?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I mean,
they've been doing that though. If you look on Instagram, like you see 2 Chainz playing with Chris Brown and all that. Yeah. Quavo be playing all the time. So actually, like
they're playing against each other. But like I would like to see it. I would like to see Chris Brown in a J. Cole situation. I would like to see what he would do.
Yo, you know what?
J. Cole playing in like the fifth league in Rwanda, so I don't put much credibility behind that.
Yeah.
En tout cas.
But Master P used to ball though. He played a couple preseason game with Toronto back in the day.
Raptors and Charlotte. Yeah.
Was he good?
He was the last. Yeah, he was.
He kind of looked like he was playing from. He was playing in the streets, like the crossover that he was like the way that he was like dribbling, like it was like street rust. So
how would you guys rate Romeo? Because Romeo did play
with DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah,
not his pops, man. Not as pop.
He played with DeMar DeRozan and Nick Young on USC, but Master P got a full scholarship offer to University of Houston. So if you know anything about hoops, that's like a year after 5-star Majamo. So that's like That's like one of the best college teams of all time. He got a full ride to University of Houston, so he can hoop.
And he played preseason games with Toronto too. So
Toronto and Charlotte. So he can definitely hoop. He was just more in love with making music and making money than he was with basketball, right? So that's just what that came down to. But he can hoop.
So wait, what's everyone's answer?
I thought he injured himself.
My answer. Well, I got three people. I got J. Cole Davies. I think he's really good.
Oh, yeah, he can hoop too. Yeah.
Music killer. He can kill. But obviously my answer is Master P. Like there's no other.
Okay.
Davies can hoop too. I totally forgot about him too. Because he played on the same team as KD, Michael Beasley.
There we go.
He could definitely. He could hoop. I forgot about him.
I don't have enough context.
Okay.
What was the question? What are we doing?
The best. It's the best rapper who could hoop.
The best rap. Yeah, I don't have enough context. I'm gonna just say J. Cole. I don't know.
Okay.
That's still a good answer.
He can.
That's fair. That's fair.
Clarence, who you got?
No, I said Master P.
Master P. And
100.
And Coach.
Pardon me?
What was your answer? Is it Master P?
Master P. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Master P, and I'm gonna give an honorable mention to the game.
Yeah, the game can hoop too.
Because he plays in the Drew League all the time.
So, plays in Drew League, yeah. But he plays in Drew League, but he plays in Drew League with his hood team. So he definitely has niggas. Like he's one of the niggas. So he does play in Drew League. That's factual. But James, Game is out there looking like a freaking marshmallow. Like he's looking chubby as hell.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like
marshmallow. Ow.
Come on. Have you seen? Mayor, I'm not lying, bro. I'm not lying, bro.
Yeah.
But
this is the Game the rapper.
Yeah.
He plays basketball.
Yeah.
Well, he fine though.
And the Game, if you listen to the podcast, man, I'm not endorsing what he's saying.
I just want to let everyone know I did an honorable mention of the Game, and then it just took a hard left. I have no clue where that was going, but so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic real quick and just ask this because we do got breakdown to lowdown, and they do like to do a lot of R&B stuff. So I'm gonna ask an R&B question to everybody right now. So what do you think has been one of the most underrated R&B albums in the past 5 years?
Huh.
Wow.
Don't do this to me.
Underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah, hard,
all of them, to be honest with you.
There's a bunch of them out there, man. We can go for
because
days.
I have one answer.
Go ahead.
And it's probably not going to be the most underrated one, but I think this is one that did not get the attention that I think it should have deserved. Because like I still listen to this album to this day. It's Tony Braxton's last album. I think it was called "Say My Name."
Spell my name.
Spell my name. Yeah.
That's that's definitely one of them.
And I was like, that album is a good album, but like
it's a great album.
I don't think people are checking for Tony like that, but there are some joints on that album for sure.
Tony, and this is anybody who watches watches to Breakdown to Lowdown know that my top 3 favorite artists: Beyonce, Brandy, Tony Braxton. Tony is incredibly respected by the Grammy committee and by her peers. I don't necessarily feel that Spell My Name was underrated in terms of the industry. Well, instead of people who know her, like people who listen to her and who listen to music. The Grammys, but the Grammy nominations this year were stupid. There's a few albums that
I don't pay attention
that they
to the
ignored,
Grammys.
and I wasn't a fan of, especially in the R&B categories. Tony's last album before that was quite horrible. So I was just very happy to hear Spell My Name be that cohesive and be that good. Like I was just like, thank God, because that last album was absolute trash. And I don't really think that Tony has anything else to prove. Same with Mariah. I really don't think they need to prove anything. Actually, Mariah's Caution album was like 2-3 years old, is one of the albums maybe in the last 5 years I feel is criminally underrated. But I feel like when it comes to these people, it's like people are like, you're already Mariah. Like what else do you want?
legend status, right?
You know what I mean? It's just they release music because they want to, because their fans want to hear it, not necessarily to get a whole amount of success. Now, when I'm thinking of an album that definitely I feel like should have done more, I can only think of albums from this year for some reason. Because you said last 5 years, but I can only think of this year. Brandy's B7.
I think B7 was an amazing album. And I would agree with you for, I think the people that, there are certain artists now that it's the people that grew up on them are checking for them. They're not cultivating kind of the new audience to go with them. And I think B7 was a really amazing album. Like I have that higher than Tony's album.
No, it's an album that I feel like the industry should have taken note of, but they often do this with Brandy albums. They did this with Full Moon in 2002, which is now regarded as the R&B Bible. But when Full Moon came out,
they hated on it.
A lot of people hated it. They didn't understand the new sounds. They didn't know what Dark Child was doing. They didn't understand why Brandy was singing so high. They didn't understand the image. And now it's like, oh my God, Full Moon. Like everybody copied those harmonies, the layering, like ahead of its time. It's gonna be the same thing with B7.
Clarence, what you got?
That's a hard question, to be honest. But I'll go with one of the recent ones. John Legend latest project, man. We talked about that on the pod, where like we got used to like the pop version of John Legend so much, like in the past year, that like he gave us a project that it's kind of different, but it's actually dope. So I feel like people should check it out and give it a chance, because like I feel that's one of his best albums.
I agree.
He dropped recently, but in the 5 years, I don't know, man. That's a big question, but I will go with John.
The only reason why I gave 5 years is for people that might not have listened to any of the more recent releases. It gives them a chance to kind of go back on some timeline, right? But like, Coach, what you got?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, those that know me know that I, like, over the last 5 years since I've been out here in Alberta, I fuck with dancehall. So that's where my shit's at. But like, I'm gonna give some love to Fanfare, because he kind of put me on Georgia Smith, and her album Lost and Found was popping. So I mean, I'm not a huge R&B fan, but that was a big album. And then you look at like LMA, like her album she had, like that's another big album. And then like, I'm surprised you didn't mention friggin' Daniel Caesar, tenor, because that was like your guy. So I'm surprised you didn't mention him, bro. His album,
Kalani's album.
That Canadian boy can sing, you know.
I will say,
mention him, bro.
I will say that the reason why I didn't mention him was because I think his first album was appreciated. The second album was surrounded by controversy beforehand, right? So and
can we be honest? Was it as good?
It wasn't as good to me.
It wasn't as good.
But I also think that the controversy also around it kind of brought down the impact that album could have possibly had.
He told us to cancel him.
Yeah. So it's he kind of messed himself up on that one there.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I can't bring that one up.
You mention him?
Yeah.
That's fair. But yeah. But those are artists or albums that like I kind of fuck with. So yeah.
Okay. Jermaine, what you got?
Man, actually, know what? Surprisingly, my number one love is jazz music. So this guy's born and raised in Jamaica, Masego, Lady. That's my guy. Trap soul, jazz, what do you want to call it? I mean, that album is really good. Shout out Masego, man. You're dope as well, brother.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay. And last question for the panel today. Who is the best athlete turned business mogul?
Miss E.
Michael Jordan.
I want to say it's easy, because I want to say it's Master P, just because he's been involved with so much shit. But in the same breath, like I don't know, like Jay's like I don't know, man. It's tough. Like I don't know. Like Michael Jordan, sure.
Because I don't see Master P as an athlete. That's why I don't think athlete when I think of Master P. That's why.
I have to go with LeBron, man. LeBron. LeBron
that's
changed the
tough, man.
game, man. Like, yo, just
You see him as a mogul, as a business mogul?
Oh yeah, it's already happening already, Nikki. It's
Yeah.
already happening.
It's happening, but
It's already happening.
yeah, but
Oh
he
yeah, he's already there already.
I think he's on his way, like especially once he stops playing. But
LeBron is already there. Like he got stakes in like teams,
Soccer teams,
business venture,
Yep.
and all that. Like all the
but
production
so
that
does
he's
Mike.
doing
So
with the couple.
wasn't Mike doing all that stuff
Yeah,
first?
but Mike
No.
didn't change. Mike didn't change the game
No.
business wise. Yeah, the Jordan, it is what it's like. Oh, I know people are gonna start like talking, but like let me explain myself.
I mean, y'all know more.
Yeah,
than me.
LeBron, like Jordan, just the brain Jordan is out of this world. But LeBron changed the game to the point like, yo, just one decision, 2010, just by saying I'm bringing my talent to South Beach, changed the whole free agency. Like to the point like when players be treating their free agency year and all that summer, like it's a business. Like they're all about the big bucks. Yo,
Yeah, I just feel like I guess I
making money
understood
right
the
now
question
should-
differently.
Anybody right now playing in the NBA should say like thank you to LeBron.
Thank you. Yep.
First thing.
I agree. Clarence,
And
brother, 100%.
and what he's doing right now, it's not even like just as the salary for players, but like even behind the scene with the free agent, with the agency, with the Maverick Carter and all that, like what they're doing, all the different ventures that they're doing. It's like, yo, this is the blueprint. Like KD right now, the way that he's maneuvering in this world, he's a LeBron baby right now. Anything that he's doing right now, that LeBron been doing it. No, it's fact.
Shout out Dane. Shout out Dane.
Yeah, like
Shout out Dane.
Yo, you know, to add on to that, Clarence, brother, like not he's transcending, and I like what he's doing too, because you mentioned it, bro. Like before, it was the bosses and owners dictating the athlete's future. Now the athletes dictating their own future, right? And not only that, he's opening schools for the unfortunate. Like he's doing a lot of, like he's doing so many things where like he's looking at, okay, what this athlete didn't do this, or I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Now it's happening. It's rolling. Now you see more black owners, more black agents. Yo, he's dope, man.
Do you guys think that comes from a part of it comes from his relationship with Jay-Z?
Yeah.
A drive?
Yeah, anything. Anybody who's rich has been there, done that. You got to take knowledge.
I think it comes from not only his relationship with Jay-Z, but him. Not, I wouldn't even say his struggle. I say he looks at what Jordan didn't do, and is doing the opposite. So like Jordan has caught slander for not supporting politicians, or
the man said Republicans buy sneakers too,
or sticking or making it seem like he backstabbed his people and stuff like that, right? And then you have Jordan, you have LeBron who's seen that and knows like that affected Jordan's legacy in certain people's eyes, right?
See, but that's why your question about being a business mogul, because if we're talking about like a stand-up guy, somebody who has stood up for his community, who has affected change in his community, I would say LeBron. But when you say business, there's nothing more ruthless than actually what Michael Jordan did.
But just to backtrack a little bit, I'll say this. So to go back to what Clarence said about the decision. So I think LeBron hates being the villain.
What?
So he hates being the villain, like the bad guy. He hates it. Like he doesn't do good in being the villain. So when he did that decision, like he took a big hit in the media. So I think everything after that has been to kind of right that perceived wrong. And he's just been doing a lot of things for the community, and like even like speaking out with KD and Kerry Chapman and what was that thing called again, Mary? He did in the car with them. Sharp and Dribble.
Yeah, Sharp and Dribble. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did all that stuff. He did all that stuff going at Trump. And I think all that stuff, like, I think it's just like it was to put him back on that track, because if you look at everything with LeBron James, the biggest thing that's been a credit to him is that he doesn't have one thing other than the decision that you can point out and say that was a bad move.
Nicky, he's a perfect athlete. He's
a perfect athlete. Yeah. Like the only thing you can point at him and say, nah, like you fucked up, that was a bad move, yada yada yada, was the decision. Everything else he's done after after that has been the prototypical, like not prototypical, like it's been the standard, right?
Okay.
And like,
He hasn't wanted to upset people, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Clarence, what were you about to say? Sorry.
no, I was about to say, like, yo, Jordan, don't get me wrong, he's one of the, if it's not one of the best moguls out there, I don't know, top 10 in like in our culture, whatever. But yo, Jordan at the end, like for me, as an athlete, you build your brand on the court or whatever, on the field or on ice, whatever sport it is. Whatever the craft you're doing, you build it on the court. Jordan, yo, best hooper of all time. It's not even a debate. But it was still the owners' league.
I think
I'm pointing right at you, motherfucker. I'm pointing right at you, man. I know you hear that shit, man.
So
I know you hear that
he
shit.
had
Man.
to finesse outside of the court to build his empire. But LeBron, not only that he finessed it outside, but he finessed it on the court. Like, and that changed the game for life, to the point like LeBron.
Yeah, he brought a lot of crybabyiness to it.
Adam Silver, man. Adam, that's some hate. That's some shade. But like LeBron, man, like, yo, trust me, Adam Silver and anybody that has some stakes in the NBA are saying thanks to LeBron, because he brought the like financially, money wise, the NBA took another level, because whatever he's saying A, B, or C,
it's gonna happen.
Moving.
You know what I see?
Moving.
You know what I think about this? Regardless of what people want to feel like, let's say people think Little Kim is better lyrically than Nicki Minaj. Little Kim set a stage for Nicki Minaj, right?
Yeah.
Same way that Michael set one for LeBron.
Yeah.
However, people will try to argue this with me, but I don't understand why. You can't deny that Nicki Minaj took it to a whole different level with the commercialization of female hip hop and the way she brought it to the mainstream. Even if you like Little Kim better as a lyricist or as a rapper, as an artist or whatever. So I think it's the same thing, Mike. But what needs to be considered is also the era, right? So Michael Jordan was in the 90s and his height was in the 90s, and LeBron came in a very digital era, in an era where highlights and clips are becoming viral on Twitter and on Facebook and are trending, and we have real stats in seconds, and we can compare things side by side. Like, people don't understand that. It's the same thing with Nicki Minaj. Like, she came in an era where like you have like fandoms now, and people are you have your own people defending you online. You don't have to do nothing. People are going to war for you. It's a whole different game when you're talking about a different generation. So I think you have to also keep in mind time when you're comparing these people.
So
well, see,
I want to okay.
But I want to say, see, Nikki, I'm gonna chime in on that too. That's why for me, I'll be real. I don't like comparing grades together for that particular reason. Michael Jordan is great in his own era, the whole 90s, right? And whatever you want to see, he's the greatest of all time. He didn't play in 2010. He didn't play in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So somebody that loves Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will say he's the greatest of all time. And I'm not going to argue that, because that's what he grew up on, right? So right. 2010 and up was LeBron. I mean, that's kind of like our era. But as you said, it depends. It's at the end of the day, it's all subjective, man. It's who you like, who you look up to. Kobe's the closest thing to MJ, and we see what he was doing, right?
My argument to Nikki and like the fandom would be this. I don't know. I've never heard of anybody who has been killed over wearing some LeBron James shoes. I've heard countless stories of people being killed over stepping on LeBron James shoes. I mean, Michael Jordan shoes.
Yeah, but it's a culture thing, brother. It's brother. That's not mean a good thing, because
no.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just comparing the level of fandom.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, like Nikki said, like obviously MG came first, and his brand, in terms of the Jordan brand, it is better. But as an abundance, bro, when it's all said and done, everybody's gonna witness literally like, yo, this guy done everything for our people. What has he done?
Okay. Okay, so
because the other thing, just to add on what he just said, because at the end, like it's crazy because nobody's talking about Grant Hill. Grant Hill is another athlete, like he's a mogul. Nobody's talking about Magic Johnson, even though we all know he's making moves. So at the end of the day, like, and even as far as like Magic Johnson, like we can't even say that Jordan is low key a Magic Johnson baby as far as it goes on the business side,
Big
because
facts, big
Magic
facts.
Johnson was the face of the NBA in the 80s when
He saved the NBA. He saved the NBA.
He did.
Before Magic Johnson, NBA was pre-recorded. It was never live.
yeah.
And Magic Johnson came in the league, and it was like shit. We gotta watch Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. We gotta watch Dr. J. Yeah. So now it was live, but yeah, he low key, high key, however you want to say it, he saved the NBA.
So I do understand that this is a basketball podcast most times, basketball and cultural podcast most times, but I do think that we are missing out a few key people when we look at athletes that are business moguls. So one person that I think that we're missing out on for basketball wise is Shaq. Shaq might be one of the biggest business moguls with
That's
the
facts,
fact of
yeah.
him being a part
Papa
owner
John's.
in
Yep.
Sacramento Kings, Papa John's,
John's.
the amount of Buick,
Friggin-
amount of
What's the friggin'
Icy Hot,
no, the other one. He's the other one. Fucking
the General Insurance.
General,
Like there's so
yeah.
many things. But then I look at a person, and as far as business, and to go back to something that Clarence said, is building their brand like on court or doing what they're doing. I got to look at a person like Mayweather, being the first billionaire boxer to step out of being to step away from being managed by somebody to create his own brand in order to market himself the way he wanted to get marketed, and then makes what 300 mil per fight, right? Like I look at that as a business mogul move. And then the last person that I'm going to put down there is A-Rod, who is now a part owner and who is now the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves. But on top of that, he went from being one of the most hated people in baseball to his investments outside of that, his being on Shark Tank, being a owner of multiple business, and not just a part owner, but a full owner of multiple businesses. Like I gotta put like those three on there. And ideally I would have put Tiger Woods if he knew how not to leave voicemails on people's phones. So
he said that so
no, I heard it. I just had to pass over it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to pass over it real quick. But yeah, so those would be the three that I would add. I would add Shaq, I would add A-Rod, and I would add Money Mayweather.
You can't even add The Rock too, man. Even though it's wrestling, but wrestlers
He's doing his thing, man.
Is that a sport? So is wrestling like a sport?
It's called considered sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment, but whatever they're doing, it's real. They still athlete. They gotta train. They gotta
Straight up.
There's a lot of people that are from boxing or from UFC that actually admit that wrestling training is a whole nother level compared to wrestling, because the stamina that it's the same thing like for like for example, look at what's his name who tried to run the 100 meter 2 weeks ago. DK Metcalf, right? So he is a bigger guy, but he tried to run the Olympic 100 meters, and he ran
that shit. He ran that shit 10.36. That's fucking sick.
I'm saying he did a good job of what it is, but I'm saying that the different level of technique that it requires for you to really be like considered a top athlete in that sport compared to football for running a 40-meter dash or whatever. It takes different levels, and that's the same thing that athletes have said when they tried to cross over into wrestling, that they thought that their stamina that they did for their regular training could match crossover, and it just didn't. Like they were like, we were gassed after like 5 minutes, and these guys still had hour sessions left to go. You know what I mean? So like sports are different. Each sport uses different body parts, different muscles, all that type of stuff.
That's facts.
So the last question before we end off, and we are going to end off after this last question, is what is the album that you are playing today? So before we recorded this podcast, what was the album that you were bumping either today or yesterday?
I mean,
Oh, yeah, I got that.
I mean, like
Latest is what we're listening to.
that's a two-part question because like I don't listen to albums, so I listen to mixes and stuff. But the album I was bumping before I got here was literally "It's Dark and Hell is Hot." So that's my answer to that.
Okay. Nikki.
J. Cole's whatever the new one is called. I keep forgetting the
Off
name.
season.
Off season.
Off season.
You fuck with that?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Mary,
good.
you fuck with that? Fuck with it?
I
mean,
it. I've been listening to it for a few days. I like it.
I've listened to it twice so far. I'm gonna bump it again soon, but I don't get the hype.
I actually liked him more. I liked Jermaine. You know, come on our show. No, I like it. I think it's better than
it's a good album.
The last one.
Yeah, it's a good album. It's all right though. Like
good album, but I don't.
But I'm not gonna play it again in a few though. That's all.
Really?
That's how I feel. Like I feel that there's songs that I can rock with a little. I can rock with, but as of now, it's not something that I'm like, oh, this shit rocks. And like I've seen everybody post songs on Instagram and stuff. I'm like, shit, I gotta go download this. Like I put it in the group chat. I'm like, yo, send me the download. I gotta listen to shit. And I listened to it twice. I'm like,
I think.
Okay.
So here's what I think when it comes to the J. Cole album is J. Cole's biggest critique was it was too much J. Cole. As far as J. Cole does the production, J. Cole is the only rapper. J. Cole is the only singer on his albums. Now you look at this album, the Off Season. He had featured by Lil Baby. He had featured by Boss. He had Cameron. And he had Black. And not even just, and he had 21 Savage. For some reason, him and 21 Savage always goes. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, they're a good little
any track with those two. Like I need an album from both of them. But
you know the thing is, I don't fuck with 21 Savage, but that's a fact though. That's a fact. Though.
But I think what helped this album, what elevated this album was there was production from Boy Wonder. There was production from Timbaland. There was like the production wasn't J. Cole doing the production of a J. Cole album. It was it was like, yo, I can reach out to these top producers. They're gonna send me their beats from their A-lister bag, not the D-lister bag, the A-lister bag, and then I'm just gonna go on there and I'm just gonna stunt on people, right? Like so I think that was also one of the big things that elevated the J. Cole album for me personally, right?
So do you fuck with the album?
Yeah, I think I bumped it 8 times. And I bump it in the car. Like if I'm in the car, when you play it with like when you're just driving and you're cruising, like some music are outside music, you know what I mean? Like sometimes a Lil Baby album, I can't bump it in the house. But as soon as I go outside and I bump it in the car, it's a whole nother feeling, you know what I mean? It was the same thing I felt about Fat Joe's Sunshine record. Like I hated that record when I heard it on the Verses. Like I'd say like I heard that song so much on the Verses. I don't want to hear it no more. I hated it on the Verses, but for some reason I listened to it and it was in a DJ Private Ryan mix. And I was like, yo, and I'm outside just driving and I'm like, yo, this hits a little bit different. Like I was like, all right, let me retract my statement. Like this track goes, I just can't play it in my house in the wintertime when it's dark at 7:00. You know what I mean? So like,
nah, yo, like they must have played that like the first 20 seconds of the song like 40 times during that verse.
Yeah,
like, bro, like,
for those that don't know which verses we're talking about the Ashanti Keisha Cole one. They played that track so much, man. Clarence, what album are you bumping?
Man, the whole day actually. That was my go through the day album. 21 Savage with Metro Booming, Savage Mode 2.
So,
yeah.
Interesting.
I'm gonna just let you know, like I was getting offended while listening to that album when it first came out because I bumped it so much. But like the man just kept calling everyone listening to his album a pussy, and I was like, I don't know if I can keep bumping this track. Like,
Yo,
and you know what I'm talking about. Too.
Yeah, I know. No, but it's just like for me, that album, I don't know, him and Metro Boomin, they just have that chemistry, like
That chemistry,
Savage
no, that's
Mode
facts.
1 and Savage Mode 2. Like I
That's
can
facts.
both album like nonstop. Like this is what I play in the car. Like if I want to start my week or like I'm trying to have a boost, this is what I'm playing definitely.
Okay.
I can definitely fuck with that because Metro Boomin and 21 Savage, their chemistry is like it's popping.
Jermaine.
That's like Drake and Future.
But
we're not gonna get Clarence talking on that. We're not getting Clarence talking on that.
I know. I said it and I laughed. I knew it was a get reaction.
Jermaine, what's the album?
Right now, it's once again Masego, the Pink Polo EP.
Okay.
I have to say as well, I'm sorry, because I've also really been listening a lot to randomly Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
Tough. Nah.
So
Mir, I'm not gonna lie, you're like the last 2 episodes, yo, you've been surprising me, bro, because you haven't mentioned Nas once.
And besides him, I listen to other people, you know.
I'm surprised. That, I'm not
That
gonna
felt
lie
like
to you,
a shot. He's like, you
no. I'm surprised, man. You usually it's like me, him. We go at it about Nas and Jay. So
you're a J dude.
Oh, for sure.
We're not getting into that. So you know what? When we go on the breakdown to Lowdown podcast, that's when we can get into the Jay-Z Nas conversation.
Yeah, we can talk about music all day, man.
We could have a whole episode of Jay-Z versus Nas. That should go on forever.
You don't want that.
All right, so for me,
I like Pepsi. Me, I'm the Coke man. Listen.
Like LeBron.
So for me, I'll tell you God honest truth. One of the albums I bump every day at work is Baduism. But the album that I was bumping on my way home from work today was Georgia Smith's "Be Right Back," her latest album. So
shout out Fanfare, man.
That's good.
I'll say yeah. Honestly, like before Fanfare mentioned her, I never knew who the fuck she was.
And I
never knew she was.
And I want to give a special shout out because I do bump this person's album all the time. It's Kennedy Road. I think that her album that she dropped, I think it was the beginning of this year or ending of last year. I still bump that album to this day. So those are like the 3. And like I said, J. Cole, I bump it in the car all the time, but I had to listen to a new album. So I put on the Georgia Smith at work, and then I was like, I gotta bump this in the car to see if it, you get different feelings in different places where you're at. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. So we've got to the part of the podcast where we get to promote our social medias and everything that we are working on. So Nikki, we are going to start with you.
Oh, for sure. Sorry, I was like out of it. So Breakdown to Lowdown, we drop every Friday. I really want to thank you guys for having us, first of all. Breakdown to #2 Lowdown on social media at Breakdown to Lowdown. And you can follow my personal page as well at Nicky Music at NickYMusique. The music is spelled in French. I do a whole lot of things and I'm tired. So that's why
I'm Clarence.
Man, personal page, who is Mr. Cool? If you follow my page, you'll see I'm doing these brunch on Sunday, rhythm and brunch live streamings on Twitch with a DJ. It's dope vibes. So man, just follow the page, you'll have more info.
Do you want to just shout out your Twitch page real quick?
Well,
yeah, do that.
Yeah, welcome to 9208.
Okay. Jermaine.
Yeah, Instagram handle MAIRCREED. I'm also working on a YouTube project with my little bro. Gonna spread awareness for our young hoopers still in the work, so look out for that.
Dope. Coach.
IG real deal _ Francis. I ain't working on nothing special. I ain't creative like y'all are. I just coach. I just coach.
Don't do that, brother. You brought us together, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just coach hoops, man. That's me, man. So shout out to all y'all.
There.
And as for me, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Senator. Don't forget to check out the Not So Soft podcast with myself, Nino Rockwell, and Kino the Great. We also drop every Fridays, but make sure to subscribe to the Not So Soft pod and subscribe to Break Down the Lowdown and listen to both episodes on Fridays.
That's right.
Don't forget to check out Talks with the Chatterbox with Baritone Levy and Mr. Pro Chatterbox himself. Shout out to Mr. Pro
there's duck in the
Chatterbox.
smoke.
Shout out to
Sorry,
Steve,
I'm gonna
man.
cut you off. I'll say, Pro Chatterbox, you're ducking the smoke. Get on the podcast, man.
This man is wilding at the end of the podcast. All right. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitch page, twitch.tv/It's the Senator. I DJ live on there. I will be back on by the time you hear this podcast. I took a little bit of a break, but I'm back on. And don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, and share to the Chatroom Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at the.chatroompod. If you like these conversations and you want this conversation to go on, you want us to bring on Breakdown to Lowdown again, make sure to email us at thechatroompod@gmail.com. And the last thing I'll say is don't forget to like, rate, subscribe, and share to the Breakdown to Lowdown podcast. And make sure to follow their Instagram page, Breakdown #2 Lowdown on Instagram. And we want to say thank you so much for joining us. It was a dope episode, and can't wait for the part 2.
Conversation and debate is always needed for sure. We love conversation. We love debate.
There we go.
So part 2,
we're gonna have you guys on the show, man.
that's what I was gonna say. Part 2 on your page. That's how we're gonna do this collab.
I'm down.
We're into it, and we gonna start with Nas versus Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's ready.
It's gonna be the only 3-hour pod that you have about 2 artists. That's it.
Clarence, I'll be absent.
I got your back. No worries.
And this has been the Chatroom Podcast, your favorite baller's favorite podcast, and we are out.
Yeah, man.
Peace.
Yeah.
Bye.